what the heck is NPM, how is it hacked, and why this is such a big deal for everybody. Talking about that next.
Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
Okay, NPM, Node Package Manager. This is a giant repository online of JavaScript code, little chunks of code. For those that don't understand how code development works, generally nobody builds anything truly from scratch. Everybody is using everybody else's Lego blocks, right? Picture Legos. You're building a house. You're not creating a plastic sculpture from straight raw plastic. No, you're taking already pre-designed, pre-built blocks and building them into a thing. Coding is a lot like this. And NPM is the pile of Legos that you can draw from. So people will use code. To give you a more practical example, let's say you wanted to write a program that would send an email, just a quick email notification. Well, trying to code the entire conversation where you send a packet out detailing, the header, that to and from field and all that, that's very difficult and tedious to code. So people would write a little snippet of code to do things like initiate a connection to a SMTP server. And then they'd have it like if you wanted to send the to field to be a little API that you pull that library in, talk to the API, and it already knows how to create a to field and a from field and a subject and a body, and then submit. And all the little tiny sub-steps inside of that are already figured out for you, because it's actually really very complex. If you actually wanted to write a simple email program from the absolute ground up, it's incredibly complex and a massive, giant blob of code that would take your devs years to build. But people build little chunks at a time, and then other folks copy those chunks and build out of that, again, like a Lego set. So what happened here is NPM is a repository of such packages, the contributions from people all over the world for JavaScript, I should say. And anybody building in JavaScript is using these applets. So the maintainers themselves of these packages got compromised. And so now you have these corrupted Lego blocks. Imagine, let's use a real world example. Let's say you wanted to break down a fortress, and you can't really punch your way through the brick. It's a big giant picture a castle in your mind, right? All the bricks and the moats and all that stuff. But what if, instead of attacking the castle, what if you attacked the brick maker instead? Knocked them out, dragged them away, threw on their uniform, pretended to be the brick maker, and you made purposely sabotaged bricks. And then you sell that to the king. King builds their castle. All these bricks have a weakness that you know about, and then you attack. Much easier, right? Same kind of idea. So they're going after the source. They're going after the supply chain. And this is a general trend in security. The bad guys aren't really targeting the things directly. They're trying to go after the building blocks because it's easier. People always think, I'm building this little nonchalant little thing. I'm one home developer. What do I need to worry about security? Who's coming after me? I'm nobody. God, I hate that line because it's like, you're exactly who they want to go after because you're not going to worry about security. They're looking for easy. It's like water going down, right? It's going to follow the path of least resistance. Hackers are the same way. They're going to follow the path of least resistance. And if you don't practice security, they're coming for you because you're easy. They want easy. And they want in. And then if you're somewhere along the supply chain, anybody that uses you is now affected. And that's what happened here. There's like 2 million packages in this repository. So it's once you compromise one of them, lots of people use packages in there. And the entire ecosystem is now questioned. So all these applications out there, they're all vulnerable. It's not like you have one package, one program that you can't use waiting for a single update to fix it. It's the people that built it can't even fix it because they're waiting on the thing they're depending upon to be fixed. The brick has to be fixed. So the Lego builder can't put the thing together because the Lego is bad. And the entire supply chain ends up at risk. Now, how do we fix this? But before we're going to fix it, let's figure out what else they did. There is a worm that's in a lot of the code, the Shai-Dulud worm. I'm going to spell it right here, put the spelling here, because I can't pronounce that. But it's a worm, and worms are dangerous. They're different from viruses, because a virus, you got to run it and get infected that way, and the virus gets executed while you're running the program it stuck itself into. A worm will just sit there run in the background, and then look for other other vulnerable machines and infect them directly. It's more active than a virus. It's a little bit like the difference between a dandelion seed kind of floating on the wind. It goes wherever the wind takes it. It works, but it's not as direct versus a dragonfly that can go wherever the heck it wants to. That's kind of the difference between a worm and a virus. So they put a worm in here, which is leaving more direct control, and it was doing all kinds of things like stealing credentials, sending data, exfiltrating data to the attackers, stealing session tokens so they can further break in. So how they got in is good old-fashioned phishing. This is a failure of the security basics yet again. This is one of the things why my company pushes our security hygiene products so much, is because it's the basics that get compromised. Hundreds of packages have been impacted against. It's not just one little maintainer that goofed, and the people doing this, who are, I don't know who they are. I'm not sure the government does or anybody, but they're not widely known who just yet. China, North Korea, some for-profit cyber mob, I don't know. But they're consistently targeting these package maintainers and looking for devs that are making mistakes. Mistakes like not using two-factor. Yes, this is another example where had people been using two-factor, it would have protected them. And they're doing credential phishing. So the developers are getting an email from NPM, and then they'll open it and put their credentials in to open their site, but they're not going to their site. They're going to a fake site. Things like, okay, let's look at this example. I'll put this on the screen. Microsoft.com, right? Now, Microsoft.com. Okay, now you don't see them. Looks the same, right? Now, second example, we're doing R and N instead of M. So people are doing domain squatting. They're buying similar domains with misspellings so that they're available that the eye can't catch. So RM instead of M for Microsoft. Things like that. And your eye just glows over, or flipping E's and A's, things, common mistakes, spelling mistakes. Sometimes the eye doesn't notice. And so we're just skimming through a URL in an email. Oh, that's legit. Click. And that's how they get in. So developers, my call to, as a security professional, to my developer cousins. I'm saying cousins because it's a related industry, but not quite. You need to focus on security. You really need to do all the things we tell our end users to do. Also need to check your checksums. If you're pulling in data from someplace and you're downloading something, check the checksums. Does it match what they're publishing? It's one way to see if something's been modified. Use two-factor. Change your password frequently. Limit the amount of rights your account has in developing in your package to access only what it needs to. So if you got a team, each member of the team should only have access to what they need to, so that when there's damage, it's not widespread, it's contained and easier to remediate. How do you remediate? Come up with a plan now. What do you do if you find out that a particular package has been compromised? How do you alert your customers or users of your software? How do you address it internally? Do you take it down? Do you put a notification up? Do you simply work around the problem by removing the dependency that's been damaged? Whatever. Have a plan now and practice it. Instant response plans are for everybody, even you developers. Some developers are great about security. Some, not so much. Especially the smaller shops and a lot of the independent. See, open source software is a mixed bag. Sometimes you got people who, they're doing it for free, right? And so there's limited time. We're all short on time. And they want to get it done. So maybe they take shortcuts and cut corners. But at the same time, a lot of people aren't creating their own open source software because they see the corners that are being cut by the corporate offices trying to save a penny. And they want to do it right. A lot of times these open source developers are purists who want the best possible package. So they're even better than the commercial stuff. So it's kind of a mixed bag. Anyway, I think this is going to have the ramification of having people trust open source software a little less. Certainly the JavaScript right now. Certainly. And it has a chilling effect on cryptocurrency users because that's one of the things they targeted. If you are not sure if your software has been affected, don't send crypto anywhere for a while until we've all had a chance to catch up on this, because that's how they're breaking that. Get into cryptocurrencies by some of these JavaScript dependencies that like the wallets are using, and they would modify the values so that when you go to send money, they were changing the address, the to address, to something that the hacker had. So whatever money you sent, you lost. If you sent all of it, you lost all of it. If you sent a tiny bit, you lost a tiny bit. If you sent nothing, you lost nothing. That's this hack. Who knows what they're going to do in the future? That's all I got to report so far. I don't want to make this video too long. I'm trying to shrink it down so that folks can understand the bite size. If this is a good length, or too short or too long, always welcome feedback in the comments. I want to adjust my videos to my audience, so let me know what you think and how to make it better. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.